Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Brother Jabari here at Marcus Garvey School with some of our students here.
Illustrious students. So.
Yes.
This is the future. This is the future right here.
Yeah,
right
they're very outspoken, trying to be shy and all of that.
That's all good. It's all good. I'm glad to be here.
All right, good.
Thank you for being in the community. Thank you all for being here.
Go ahead and get on in here.
This is an institution that prepares you for life, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So what do you all want to be? What do you know? Let's go around the room. How about you, young lady? Okay. Chef. Sweetheart? You don't know? You still deciding. That's it. You got a little time.
A tourist.
What?
A tourist.
Taurus?
Yeah.
What, a tourist or a tourist? Spell that for me.
Tourist.
Okay, so you want to get around. International tourists or just local tourists? Domestic?
International.
Okay. Any place interests you most? What interests you most?
I want to go to like New York and Italy, Rome.
Okay, cool. You want to get around. Yes.
Athlete.
Athlete. What particular sport?
Football.
Football. You like football? You gonna get down. What position?
Receiver.
Receiver and corner. I used to play receiver and corner. Well, you want to go to college? You want to go straight to the pro? What do you think you want?
I don't know yet.
Okay. All right. You play right now? Where?
I think it's in Carson.
Okay. Yeah, I used to play, my best position was corner. I played receiver and corner. It takes a toll on the body.
You met?
I want to be a
Taylor.
Commercial, excellent. Who's your hero?
You ever heard of Bessie Coleman?
You gotta look her up.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, you still got time. We're gonna come back. We're gonna work our way back up.
A nurse practitioner.
Okay, great. Okay. You got handles?
Yeah, I got him.
What's your position?
Guard.
Okay. Who's your favorite player?
LeBron James.
Okay. Good one to have.
I want to be an NBA player, but if that doesn't work out, I'm gonna probably be a doctor.
Excellent.
I want to be a criminal defense lawyer.
Okay. Who's your hero?
I don't know.
You don't know any criminal defense? You heard of Johnny Cocker?
Oh yeah, I heard of it.
Okay.
Better to be on it all the time.
Excellent. You get tired of them speaking on, huh?
A professional dancer.
Beautiful. What this young man said here, what this young man said right here was a good thing to keep in mind. He said he wants to be a basketball player, but if it doesn't work out, he's got a backup. You always want to have a backup. You understand what I mean, folks? Yes. Because hey, Sister Sandra.
Hi, brother. How are you?
Whatever you plan in the beginning does not always work out for you. So you want to have a backup. And all you all might want to keep that in mind. Welcome.
Class, as you guys know, I did do a documentary on Sabotage of Black Culture 1, 2, and 3. And this brother right here was in the Sabotage 3. And this brother is not just a brother that happens to work for the fire department. He's actually a brother that's been in our neighborhood. And that's the one thing about Marcus Garvey is that you notice that we have people that are in our community doing positive things that we want to come and share with you so that you can see what's going on. This brother, there was an organization called the FIBA Center, which I am a member of, and I used to help every Saturday there, as well as one of the things with Marcus Garvey, the reason why we have a kind of a good relationship with Brother Jabari, when we had the flood here at the school, I know that we that summer we didn't have any lessons here, but he opened his doors for the FIBA Center and said, teach them here. If they need to be taught math, reading, whatever have you. And so this brother not only did that, but at the same time, there's many other organizations and groups in our community that he was able to start a FIBA Center and have all of them come. Block clubs, different groups like SABOTAGE and a lot of other groups and things that came and met on Crenshaw and Slauson. And so he's done a lot of good work in our community, and so hopefully after he does speak to you, you can ask him some questions in reference to what he's doing now, and also the challenges that he's had. Some of the brothers talk about football. This brother's an ex-football player, as well as a fireman and a director and coordinator. And so let's give him a warm black hand to Brother Jabari Jumaane.
Welcome, class. Thank you all for having me out here. This is indeed an honor for me. I'm very familiar with Marcus Garvey School back in the day, the old school, and the old preschool next to it. My son was a student here. Started when he was 5 years old. You would say kindergarten, first grade, over at the old school. He's a grown man now. You know, that boy who was 5 years old at Marcus Garvey just celebrated his 34th birthday 2 weeks ago. So, I am a member of the Los Angeles City Fire Department, as Brother THABITI just indicated to you. I am a fire inspector and a firefighter. I've been with them for over 37 years. During that time, in that particular profession, we see a lot. You all know what, anybody here know what fire inspectors do? Don't be scared now, I'm gonna holler at you. What do fire inspectors do?
They inspect the aftermath of a fire.
They do that. That is specifically are arson investigators, but that is an inspection as well. In the back, you had something. Did you want to say something?
I think they it comes after the fire.
Yes, you're right on the same page with this sister up here. So you got brilliance in tandem. What we do as well, fire inspectors, we go through things beforehand. We do fire prevention. So when this building is built, we come through here and make sure your exits are operating as they should. What's behind you is a panic hardware assembly, so that in case of emergency, you don't go to an exit and have to use a key or use a combination lock, because when a crisis, you don't forget the combination. You have to push that bar and be able to get out. We go and make sure that you have those type of assemblies, that you have adequate exit widths, that you have extinguishers, which I know you have on this floor. So you got to be able to extinguish fires and abate any particular hazard that would cause death or life injury. If you have a cafeteria, things that you take for granted is that there are extinguishing systems inside above the hood. There's a hood system. We come in prior to you guys even coming in and check that the hood system is in. Right now you have a strobe lights that you don't even think about. These lights here will start flashing in case of a fire. So even if you are a person that's deaf, they can still see that and see that something's going on and they need to get out of the building. And that's what our job is as the fire department. Has anybody ever called the fire department for a loved one? What do we do we just talked about what inspectors do. What do firefighters do? Do anybody else? Sir?
They take out fires.
We do. That's correct. We do extinguish fires. There's probably no emergency that happens in the city of LA that you don't have fire go to. There are those that you don't have police go to. But there are things that there's very little, like even if there's a robbery, somebody is unfortunately shot, something like that, we have ambulances that dispatch to that. You'll have fire and police on that. But you won't necessarily have police on a heart attack, or if somebody has a diabetes, somebody falls and hits their head and they're unconscious, you won't necessarily have police there, but you're always going to have. If somebody out here on the playground has injured themselves, we'll come out and check them. Yes, sir.
The cat stuck in the tree.
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen.
They need a fire truck for that.
Yes. Sometimes, and that's an interesting one there. You guys ever heard of firemen coming to get cats out of trees?
Yeah.
In movies?
Yeah.
Did your cat get stuck up in a tree?
No.
Okay, your cat got better sense than to get up there like that. So, we, I just said, Brother Straw.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Maybe we call him Brother Pratt.
Yeah, Brother Pratt. I'm sorry. Yes, generally, you have two type of people who, when a cat gets up a tree, you got two type of people who may respond to that. There's the one that may respond, put the ladder up, go up there, you know, risk themselves. And the others will say, I've never been on one where we'll actually go up there. However the cat got up there, he can get down. You know, we're not gonna risk somebody's life for this cat. You know, there have been people who've done that. You may have heard in the news, woman's cat went up in the tree and she's like, oh my God, my cat. This guy, you know, he's married, lives next door. He decides to be a good guy, puts the ladder up to go get a tree. He falls down, he's crippled now. He's paralyzed. You know what happened to that cat later? The cat came down the tree. So what we generally do is tell you, open up some cat food, put it at the bottom. When the cat gets hungry, he'll come down.
You're gonna figure out how to.
Yeah, we're not gonna. However he got up there, he got up there. We're not gonna trip. That's old school. That's old school. But a lot of things people don't know that most of our runs are not fire related. Most of the runs that we go on are what you call EMS, emergency medical service. Like I said, heart attack, shooting, stabbing, diabetes, slip and fall, things like that. That's what we generally go out on. But we're here for you. You have to understand that these services exist because your tax dollars pay for them. Anybody ever seen, do anybody know that women can be firefighters too?
Yes.
Yeah, any women here interested in something like that? Well, don't be scared. It is available for men and women. It's a very productive and positive and potentially advantageous career to be in. Whatever you want to do. Well, we went around the room. Sorry we didn't get to the folk who just came in, but we went around and asked career intentions of everybody in the room. The thing about the fire department, with that 10 days on and 20 days off, you can be what you want to be. You know, if you want to be an actress, thought I forgot, huh? You want to be a
Professional dancer.
yes, performer. Yeah. So if you want to be a dancer, imagine working 10 days a month at a job where all of your fixed costs are taken care of. You know what I mean by fixed costs? Fixed costs are the bills that will happen cyclically every month. You've got rent, you've got lights, you've got gas, all of that. That is a fixed cost. You can count on that happening every month. Variable costs are the other costs. You buy clothes. You don't buy clothes every month. You know, you buy clothes every now and then. And that's a variable cost. So all of your fixed costs and variable costs are taken care of by that 10 days a month. So that 20 days a month, you are free to be creative. Isn't that wonderful? Doesn't that sound good? Because most people who you hear are starving actors, dancers, tourists, all of that. They have to scratch to get a little money to enjoy life. And that's not the way life should be. Life should be where you can count on being able to enjoy yourself and not give all of your intellectual properties, you know what I mean by intellectual properties? All of your intelligentsia, your brain work, to someone else on a job to where when you go home, you're too tired to realize your own dreams. Life has got to be about realizing your dreams. We are counting on you. Adults are counting on each and every one of you all to realize your dreams. But we're counting on your dreams being those that elevate this community. I don't mean selfishly. I am a firm believer that we ought to use all of our talent, our skills, ingenuity for the liberation of our community. What do I mean? If you're a doctor, there's something you can do medically that will help elevate your community. There are free clinics that a person can come up with and say, once a year or once a month, I'm donating this time. So the underprivileged people who can't afford exorbitant medical costs can get treated. If you're a dentist, you can do that. Whatever you are, you can do it. You see athletes who come back and coach in the community. Doesn't take much to elevate. So I believe that we should use all of our talent, all of our skill, all of our ingenuity for the uplift and liberation of our community. When I say all of, I don't mean every minute of your day. I just mean all of your talent can be advantaged in some way to elevate our community. And that's what we've done here at the FIBA Center. I'm born and raised here in Los Angeles. graduated from Los Angeles High School, went to eventually USC, played ball there as well. I had aspirations of getting to the NFL, the league. My aspirations to go there was not for myself. I was gonna be all right. But my aspirations were to come back and build something in our community that we could all benefit from. A place like the Afiba Center. Has anybody here ever been to the Afiba Center? No? Okay, but you heard about it.
You came here with your father. You don't remember.
Okay. So with the Afiba Center, Afiba is a Yoruba word from the west coast of Africa. Means by the sea. Also means an acronym for the African Firefighters in Benevolent Association. Benevolent is doing charity work, charitable work. So it's imperative, like I told you guys, that we bring all our skill and our ingenuity and talent and use it for the liberation of our community. I'm not just talking to you, I believe that myself. So that which we can do to help elevate our community makes our place a better place. So I wanted to get to the league so that I could open something like that in our community that people could benefit from, that can't be controlled by outside forces, who oftentimes their agenda is different from what ours is. Theirs is to manipulate and suppress and control your elevation. We want no limits on your elevation, just like the people here at Marcus Garvey School. There are no limits. These men and women come to work here today, to this school every day to elevate you on levels that you can't even imagine, So that's what I was about. But the Creator put a focus in me that wasn't, don't sell your soul for any one thing. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a performing artist, something of that nature, don't ever sell your soul for that. What do I mean by that? People have oftentimes dangled trinkets in front of you to get you to compromise yourself. You don't compromise yourself for anything. Because your integrity, you got to live with yourself. You got to look in that mirror at the end of the day and say, am I proud of who I am? Did my parents invest in me for me to sell out like this? And you're not going to let somebody do that to you all for money, right?
No.
All right.
No sellouts.
In other words, I didn't hear that. Y'all ain't going to sell out for money, right?
No.
All right, I didn't hear this table here. Y'all quiet. Y'all ain't going to sell out. Are you going to sell out? Is that why y'all's quiet? Okay, let me hear. Y'all going to sell out?
No.
I didn't hear you. What's what you got a voice, sweetheart? You think I ain't listening? I'm listening to every voice right now. One more time. Y'all going to sell out?
No.
All right. So, life takes you in a lot of different directions, and you've got to be ready. We talked earlier about a young brother here who he had aspirations of playing professional football. He said something that nobody else said here, in that he had a backup plan. He said if it didn't work out for him, that he would maybe be a doctor. You always want to have a plan B. If one thing doesn't work out for you, have something else going for yourself. That's what a position, a profession like the fire department will actually do for you. When you say 10 days a month you work, that means you got 20 days off to realize your dreams. But for that 10 days a month, they will start you off at $85,000 a year. Don't tell anybody. A lot of folk don't know what kind of money you make. See, I know people who have worked overtime. Instead of working 10 days, they say, maybe I'll work for people who want to be off, or people whose birthday, or Father's Day, or Mother's Day. I'm going to work for all of those people. And instead of working 10 days a month, I work 20 days a month. And some of these people, one guy I know in particular, he made over $250,000 in just overtime in 1 year. And then when you put that with his actual wage and salary, he made $400,000. So you can do whatever you want. You have the thing about it that you cannot get back in life is time. Time is what we call inelastic. If I took money out of my pocket, threw it up in the air, we take for granted that I've lost something. Next payday, I'm getting more money. But you will never get today again. If you squander your time and opportunity today or this year, it's never coming back. So take the time seriously. listen to the lessons of these beautiful, committed people at the school and elevate yourself, because your parents, they believe in you. You don't just walk into a school like this. They intentionally have placed you here for success, because they have the benefit of their life experience, what their parents, your grandparents have told them, and now they want a better future for each and every one of you. You are not here by accident. And you ain't here for free either. See, like I said, I had my son here, many years ago. And that's what that is. So that's me. Just like I say, just another hint here with the brothers who want to play ball. As we see now, if you play competitive sports, I don't care what the competitive sports is, it's going to take a toll on your body. Even if you look at someone like Tiger Woods playing golf, that takes a toll on his body. You think just because it's not a contact sport, the torque that goes into that man's body, his upper body, to be able to hit that ball as hard as he's had about 4 back surgeries. Every time a doctor cuts into your body will never forget that. You assume that it heals and it goes away. You'll feel it. When you play football, contact sport, you all heard of CTE?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Brain injury.
The brain injury. You still may talk to the person. They may answer you like I'm talking to you, answering you now. Don't think that there's not an occasion during the year that I may have a headache. It's like, man, what was that? Oh, that's when you hit that fool back in the day. Something happened 10 years ago. And when people do it repetitively, your body, it takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on my body. My back, my spine, my arm. I've knocked shoulders out. And stupidity and foolishly, pop it back in and keep on going. Pop it out. I popped one shoulder out so many times, they had to go in and repair it. But you can't see that. You assume it doesn't happen. But each one of these ball players, if you ever talk to them, they're going to tell you about the repetitive. Even as a firefighter, some of the ladders that we pick up, we have to pick up a lot of heavy equipment. We have to drag people out of buildings. You have to put your body in demand. Repetitively over the years, it'll catch up with you. So enough of me talking about that, unless you all have some questions, fire related. Let's start in the back. Gentleman behind the tourist. Let me get your name, sir. Assault. Okay, go ahead.
Is it true that they used to fight fires with their hands before?
With their hands?
Yes.
Back in the day, or even now, you have to be creative and know what elements you have at your disposal. So back in the day, people would take a shovel and dirt and throw it on the fire. If you don't have that shovel, you're trying to smother that fire by any means necessary. Because all you have to do, you've got heat, you've got the combustive element, and you've got oxygen. You have to have all 3 of those to have a fire. So if you have a fire and you're now throwing dirt or something to smother it, you're taking the oxygen away from it. So yes, people have done various things, and one of them no doubt has been use their hands. Yes, sir, Mr. Turks. What's your name, sir?
Carter.
Carter? Okay.
I feel like the dirt, when we throw the dirt on it, it's better than when people say throw water on fire, because it just creates more fire. I feel like we throw water on fire.
It can. More water can, depending on the type of fire you're dealing with. If you have a grease fire, oil is burning. If you throw a suffocating element on it, be it a CO2 extinguisher, a dry chemical extinguisher, that coats it and takes the oxygen away from it. If you were to put water in there, you might spread it. And now the fire is even growing. So yeah, there are times where we have to distinguish what element is best to use on the fire.
Is it true that most firefighters are paramedics?
A lot of them are. Not necessarily most of them. All firefighters on the job I am are EMTs, emergency medical technicians. That's a lower level of training than a paramedic. I'm an EMT. We don't administer drugs to people. In other words, When I say drugs, I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about casual recreational drugs. I'm talking about a person that has a heart attack, if you've got to give them an element to start their heart. We don't do that. We'll have a paramedic with us. Where's your closest fire station here?
Down there. Slauson and something.
No, not Slauson and Crenshaw.
Amphibia.
Huh? You don't know where the closest fire station is? What's going on with you?
It's like over there. It's over there.
No, it's not over there.
It's over there. It's over there. It's over there.
Got somebody in the back say it's around here. Yeah, right down the street, right down Slauson. Pointing that way. Reason I say that it's a good idea for you guys to know where your help is. If you're going out, you guys are gonna get older, you guys are gonna go out and socialize, you're gonna go to clubs, you're gonna do things like that. It might be a good idea to just look on your phone and see where's the closest emergency hospital if something happens. Because things happen to people when they go out and they party. Yes, sir.
Have you ever got caught on fire before?
Not really. I've been burned before. Yeah. When we go in, we wear protective equipment that helps insulate us from any serious damage. But I have, on occasion, gotten burned. Back in the day, we used to have these hoods that we put on. It's a cloth hood that we put on, and when you see the guy, you only can see their face in here. Reason being because it's helping the skin around you not get burned. And then you put your helmet on top of it. But even through that, I've had the ears get burned. Yeah, but they literally melt, but they grow back.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm saying the tip. I'm just talking about the tip. What guys used to do, hold on. What guys used to do back before we got those hoods, they used to go into fires, and that was the determining factor when it's too hot. When they knew their ears started getting hot and they feel it there, it's like, because that's outer skin. You feel it there, it's too hot, let's get out. When you put those hoods on, now you can stay in longer. And so, I've been in where, heat has gotten to you, you've gotten burned, but it all repairs itself. Where the skin on my face around here was this tone here, was this color. So you can see that strip right there. But after it, like a normal, it scabs, it heals, you don't even tell. Yes, sir. Mr. Pratt.
When you talked about you guys go out on calls more than fire, it made me think about, you remember the movie Mother Jugs and Speed?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was the racing film, right?
No, that's when Bill Cosby worked in the emergency unit.
Okay.
Remember they had the Blackman car, Unity,
Got
and
it.
theirs was Fishbine?
Yes.
So fire departments take the place of emergency units. So you say you go out on certain calls, they were going out on all kind of different
Oh
calls.
yeah, what city was that centered in? What were they?
They were in LA.
Yeah, because reason I asked that is because recently I heard a documentary where Pittsburgh actually started the first. It was a group of black brothers who started the first paramedic units in the 70s. There was a trial thing, and they did that. So I wondered if that was supposed to be a Pittsburgh thing. But yeah, we go out on everything. We go out. I mean, any medical call, all medical calls, we're all trained to deal with that.
But they were also doing DBM. Y'all don't do DBM.
DBM being?
Dead body removal.
No, we don't do that.
DBR.
No.
They was doing dead body removal.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that because, okay, if somebody has been determined to be dead, unfortunate reality, but you have to keep that resource available. What if somebody's dying? You sitting with a dead body, or somebody who, if you get over there 2 minutes earlier, see if you can perform CPR and save their life. We can't justify that, you know what I'm saying? And a determination of death is just not taken lightly. You know, you'll have a paramedic come out, actually put electronic scopes on them to see if there's any activity whatsoever. You know, it's not a haphazard thing. I take that seriously.
So they asked Bill Cosby's character, is he dead? So technically he's dead, but he's not dead till the man with the sheepskin on the wall come and declares him dead.
That's what he means. Somebody who already got that certification, higher level of certification to say that. So,
Yeah, I got a question. What's the difference between you being a fire inspector and then the average fireman that you see out and about? Can you tell us the difference between that? And the other question is there a lot of black inspectors, and why not?
okay. There is a difference between just the guys in the fire station who go out and do inspections. Everything in the fire department, you take a promotional exam. So I was a firefighter, and I said one day I want to be an inspector specifically. So when the exam comes available, you take the exam, written exam, you have to pass that written exam. After you pass that written exam, they call you in for a series of interviews to see if you were just going eeny, meeny, miny, mo on the test, or if you really know what you're doing. So after that, they place you on a list, and the list, depending on how well you did, you get selected. There's a different level. Guys in the fire station, as opposed to guys who are specifically inspectors, they do inspections, but on a lower level. They do more complex. As an inspector assigned to the Fire Prevention Bureau, you go out and do more complex inspections. So, yes?
Have you ever saved anyone's life before?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. There have been a number of cardiac arrests. You know what I mean by cardiac arrests? Heart attacks leading to the person going unconscious. And without intervention, without us intervening in that, we would have lost the person. So yes, I've been on a number of them where we've had to do chest compressions, which artificially starts a heart beating that has stopped beating, giving them oxygen, and been able to revive when necessary.
What's it called?
That's called an AED. That's an automatic emergency defibrillator. You know, where you actually shock the heart back into a rhythm, because there's electrical impulses that operate inside the body. When it's gone, you're trying to regenerate that. So, yes.
Why did you sue the fire department? Why did you sue the fire department?
Yeah, they read on you.
Oh, they read on you. Yeah. Did everybody hear the question?
Yeah.
Say it louder.
Why did you sue the fire department?
I sued the fire department because there's nothing that we as black people enjoy in society that we did not get without BST, blood, sweat, and tears.